Hello, ladies and gentlemen. First off, let me apologize. I came back around November and then I quickly disappeared. But I wanted to talk to you about that today because I've realized a lot in the last couple of months. And so I thought I'd talk to you about it because I think it's something that we all struggle with on some level. So I titled this video called Hiding, Playing Small, and Other Upper Limit Problems. I realized over the last few months that several things. I've actually been realizing a lot, but some of which is that I've been playing smaller than I know I can be. I've been hiding out some. I've also been taking some time to kind of go inward and really get clear on like what direction I want to go and really to get clear on like what it is that really excites me and really like lights me up and so I've been taking some time for that too. But what I've noticed is I had some. I feel like I've been, what's the word? I feel like with all these really great things that have happened, like coming back to the Midwest, connecting with old friends and family, getting our own place for the first time. Well, it's my first place for the last 2 years. This is my first place that we can really call our own. And then just like with all the good stuff happening, getting close to being out of the 200-pound club, I feel like all of these things that were happening that were really going well and good, I feel like I hit my upper limit. And if any of you have ever read Gay Hendricks' The Big Leap, or for those of you who haven't, it's all about that. It's all about how we all have this like upper limit problem. And basically what an upper limit problem is, it's like the amount of good we allow, the amount of joy we allow, the amount of, anything that we allow that's really good and outside of our comfort zone. We'll find a way to kind of like self-sabotage and get back to what we're comfortable with versus staying in that place of uncomfortability. So for me, with having all this good stuff coming up, and especially around the weight loss for me, getting out of the 200-pound club, I haven't been under that for like 15 years. So there's a piece to that, right? There's like a safety in like, oh my God, what is it gonna feel like to be under 200 pounds? What's it gonna feel like to be in a lighter body? And like, so on some level, I have like some sort of upper limit problem with that. And I have not quite hit that point where I have crossed over that threshold, but I'm very aware of it, and being aware of your upper limits is the best and first place to start. Just the other day, I was watching actually a video on Marie Forleo, and she talked about that she's even had upper limit problems. She talked about J-Lo having upper limit problems. And another way you can think of it is like kind of imposter syndrome, right? You think that like, even though she had mentioned in that video that like J-Lo, even though she sold 70 million albums or something like that, she still felt like they're gonna find her out, right? So we all struggle with that. We all deal with that. And it's something that I think has been kind of taking the lead in the last few months. Really stepping into leadership. I noticed that there was this like underlying fear that if I become more of who I know I'm meant to be, people will leave, right? People will leave, people won't want to be around me. And I already struggle sometimes with feeling lonely as it is, being an entrepreneur, as I'm sure a lot of you can understand. Sometimes it's lonely. And I've had like examples in my life, like when I got divorced, there were people who like left and didn't want to be part of the next part of my journey. Now, those relationships were already kind of like dwindling to begin with, but it was just kind of like my fear and kind of building evidence as to why becoming a leader and really stepping into this role was a bad idea. So I had to really kind of take a look at that, and I was realizing that really in the last few years, I've been playing a lot smaller game than I know I can, or that I'm capable of. And I've also kept myself smaller and weaker than I know that I am. And I think a lot of that came around a fear of like losing the people I love most and having them not get me. I mean, you know, like love my parents, but they already don't get me on some level, you know? So it's like when you're going through changes and you're becoming more of who you are, just take note of like where you find yourself holding yourself back, and who are you afraid you won't belong to anymore? Is it your friends? Is it your family? Is it your relationship? Like, who do you think you're going to, no longer have in your life because you become more of who you are, right? And so it's like, I've just been learning to like love and accept myself on a deeper level, and to remember that people who leave aren't meant to be there anymore anyway, but new people show up, and new people who can support you and love you as you are now today will be there. So it's just something to kind of, I think, notice and be aware of. And so that's kind of, a big piece that's been playing in the last couple months in my life. But I feel like I'm at this edge now where I'm like, okay, no more screwing around. Like, I'm here to lead. I have a mission. I'm a girl on a mission. And so are you. And so just notice where you're hiding. Notice where you're playing small. Notice where you're holding back. Notice where you have judgment or shame, or where you're feeling like, if I do this, people won't accept me, right? Like, but the truth is, you are meant to be here, and you were meant to do this at this time, or you wouldn't be. And you are meant to shine that light out. Like, if your heart is like a flashlight, instead of letting it go inward and like keep it all to yourself, like shine that light outward. It's one thing that I'm practicing. I really didn't want to get on and do this video today, to be honest, but I'm like, nope, I gotta, like, if I keep just going inward and focusing on self-doubt, or focusing on like who's gonna walk away, or all of these like limiting beliefs, right, that aren't serving me, I'm not gonna be doing my job, and I'm not gonna be out there like giving and shining my light the way I know I'm meant to do it. And a lot of times we tell ourselves these things to keep ourselves safe, but the reality is we are safe, and it is safe to shine and to put yourself out there. And when you do it, you allow others to do the same. And so even though, a lot of us are like sensitive love bugs, we still got to show up, and we still got to lead, and we still have to do what we're meant to do and be here for, no matter how scary it can be sometimes. So that's kind of what's been going on. It's kind of a short version of what's been going on. I've kind of taken notice of, where I've been hiding, where I've been holding back, where I've been playing small, and where I've even been just like straight up confusing myself as to like, what the hell am I doing? Because I'll have moments or days where I'm like, I have no clue what I'm doing. And then I'll have days where I'm like crystal clear and I'm like on it. But that's the way it goes. And so it's important to have like people in your life that can help you remember who you are, and help you, remind you of when you are feeling lost, help remind you what your mission is. So I just wanted to share that and kind of let you know like what's been up and what's been going on. Like for me with the weight loss, I just decided like, okay, new year, I'm recommitting. It wasn't like I'm gonna do a New Year's resolution to lose 20 pounds. No, it was like, okay, I desire to be in a lighter, healthy body. I'm very aware that I have a limit around that, and I'm gonna break through that. And so for the last 7 days, I've been back in, I refreshed myself on how to do it, on the course, on everything that I have been doing since April. Hey girl, welcome. And I've recommitted, and by doing so, I'm back on track. And so I'm very shortly away from busting through that block. But the same is true whether it's, showing up in your business or showing up, to your own life and to what you desire. It helps to recommit every time. Remember why you wanted to do it in the first place, and connect to that feeling and connect to that excitement again. With upper limit problems, it's just important to kind of take notice when it's happening. Hey girl, welcome. Take notice when it's happening, and then reach out for support, and have kind of a strategy or a plan in place when you've hit that limit, right? When things are going really good and you're like, woo, I'm on a roll and this is awesome, and then all of a sudden you just start self-sabotaging, like that's the time to take notice, like, okay, maybe I've hit my upper limit problem here. Why, like, am I hiding? Am I holding back? Like, where am I limiting myself? And then, reach out for support. Have a mentor, have a coach, have friends or a tribe that you can go to say like, please remind me who I am and what my mission is, right? It's so important. And so that's something that I'm doing. I've noticed I've had a pattern of like wanting to hide or retreat, but that doesn't do me any good, and it doesn't do you any good, and it doesn't do all the amazing people I want to be here and serve. It doesn't do them any good when I hide. So I'm making a commitment to practice whenever I want to hide, instead to reach out for support. Either reach out for support from friends or my mentor or coach, or to reach out and just share something. Like, get out of my own head and get into my heart and just serve people. And that, I'm finding, is one of the best ways to kind of bust through those blocks when you've reached your upper limit. And playing small does not serve anyone. That's not what we're here for. And the people who are meant to be in your life will be there regardless. So no more playing small, no more hiding, and no more holding back. That is my intention for this year, and I'm gonna keep getting on here and keep saying that, and as a reminder to myself, but also to you. So I look forward to connecting with you all again and getting back in the swing of things here. And let me know if it's something that you struggle with too, or you've noticed, like, what's your upper limit problem, or where are you playing small or holding back? Comment below, okay? I love you, and I will see you oh so shortly. I promise it won't be 2 months now. And again, I apologize for my absence, but know that I love you, and it will all be for you. Mwah.